Welcome friends, Namaste. Today will be a partner practice. So grab a friend, 2 mats, and make sure you bring some patience and sensitivity to your mat, as well as a sense of humor. The point of today is to motivate ourselves, our friend, and to have a little bit of fun. So let's get started. Seated, facing your partner, Namaste, friend. And let's bring our palms together. Close the eyes and set a positive intention that you can give to both yourself and send to your partner. Intentions are always important when we are meeting someone. Maybe a little high five for fun. Mike and I will come onto our hands and our toes for plank position to warm up our core facing opposite directions. From plank, take a deep inhale. Exhale and take the hips up. Inhale into plank. Exhale to pike. Let's repeat. Inhale, plank. Exhale, pike. Inhale, exhale. And we're going to do this a few more times. And the point of warming up the core is to have a strong abdominal section to support ourselves and also our partner. Our core is so important for stability. 1 more or 2 more. And let's go ahead and flip around. Take a seat and then lay all the way down to the mat. Feet underneath the knees, and we're going to do a few bridge lifts. And that's working the other side of our core. Raise the hips high and into the sky. Squeeze the glute muscles. Lower and raise. Lower, raise. Remember to breathe. And if you've forgotten, it's likely your partner has forgotten. So maybe remind them. Lower the hips, raise the hips. Lower and raise. You are synchronizing your glute squeezes. And raise. And let's pull the knees into the chest and rock to a seated position. Turn toward your partner. We're going to place our feet onto the ground, uncross the legs, and our feet will be about 10 inches away from one another. Reach the palms out and help yourself to a standing position. Now, my partner outweighs me just a little bit, so I had to put a little more oomph into that. Ladies, pay attention. We're both going to stand in front of one another and find ourselves in Warrior Two with both of our right feet forward. Warrior Two. And then let's take the right elbow to our right thigh and reach overhead and find each other's palms. And at first this is just a palm press. We're going to press into one another's palms, and if we have space, walk down toward our forearms. The goal here is to reach our heart through the front of us, so both of us are doing that same motion. And the more I peel open, the better it feels for him, and vice versa. Keep the core engaged. Press into palms and reverse all the way out of it. Step in front of one another and place your hands on one another's shoulders. Now take note who's inside here. Start to hinge at the hips and step back until you are at a 90-degree bend with your hips and your feet are directly underneath your hips. You'll feel this is delicious for the shoulders. Help one another breathe. And then let's both take the left leg up, and we're helping each other to stabilize and stretch back in Warrior Three. Warrior Three pose. This helps us sort of open up in a different way. Step both feet down and walk back together. Line up your left feet this time, so your left baby toes are in line. Step the right foot back, and again, Warrior Two, deep Warrior Two, the best one you've got. Give it to your partner. And then place your left elbow on your left thigh. Again, find the palm pressed first overhead, or maybe walk the hands toward the forearms. Don't forget to support your partner. Push into them, and they'll push into you. Give it equal force. This is about being equal. Make sure you're being patient. Don't get frustrated. If you've forgotten or missed something, let's just go ahead, pause, rewind, and start over. Alright, let's windmill out. And remember, we had our hands on each other's shoulders. Take a reverse grip. Step those hips back. Same thing, except our right leg is going to kick back behind us. And now you'll notice my left foot is too far forward. That's not comfortable, so I'm going to readjust. Right leg reaches back, Warrior Three, plus a nice tasty shoulder opener. Step those feet back together. And let's find our way back to our mat. And we're practicing near a pool, and it's really warm in here, so we're getting pretty sweaty. Make sure you have a towel. And let's take a seat back onto our mats. We're going to face away from one another, so make sure that your spinal cord or your vertebrae are against one another's from the top to the bottom. That means our booties, our sacrum, our tailbones even touch. So scoot in nice and tight and feel the support. And then cross the legs, lift the arms up and into the sky, and both of you will turn toward your left. Now, my left hand presses into his knee, and my right hand pulls me around, and his does the same. His left hand presses into my knee, and he twists, and we use our breath, and this feels really, really good. Very successful twist. Inhale, and let's go to the other side. So now my right hand is pressing into his knee, and his right hand is pressing into mine. And we're twisting. And breathing. Come on back to center, and we'll wiggle our backs away from one another and then face one another. It sure is sweaty here. So this next pose is going to be kind of advanced. Mike and I have practiced this before. It's slightly acrobatic, so maybe just check it out and watch, and then assess if you think you and your partner can accomplish it, or maybe just give it a try. Mike is going to come into down dog, and I'm going to place my hands on his upper hips and give him a nice little push upward and backward. So not just down, but up and back. And he's going to tell me when that's enough. So that's pretty good. I'm going to place my palms just in front of his fingertips, and then find my foot on his upper hips. So make sure you're not stepping on his low back too much, and you're really gentle. And here's this, and this is quite a challenge for me. I'm going to lower my legs, my knees, to his sacrum, tailbone, keep my right knee there, and kick my left leg overhead, and now my chest is pushing his heart down toward his toes. And of course, I'm gonna switch sides. This requires a lot of self-control. And that's quite a metaphor for a relationship. If you cannot take care of yourself in this pose, try not to ask your partner to. And he's going to drop his knees and sit back and use his hands to push back, and I'm just going to slide down. Work toward that one, practice it. Alright, grab hands and sit back down. And go ahead and grab a big towel. And I'm going to start with Mike first. The bottom of his feet are together. So the bottom of his feet, like in Baddha Konasana, I'm going to take that towel around his lower shoulder blades, and he's going to lean back and press his knees down, and this is excellent for his core. Now notice where my feet are. They're first on the ground. And this is a little bit easier for him, but tougher for me, because I need to use my own feet to stay stable. Another variation, I'm going to take the arches of my feet, press them in the top of his ankles, and he's going to do the same thing. Now this is more challenging for him, but more stable and easier for me. You can't see his face right now, but he's love-hating it. And you'll see this from my angle too in just a moment. Go ahead and release when your partner is ready. And now it's my turn. The bottoms of my feet will come together. Baddha Konasana, that's butterfly pose. He's going to take the towel around my upper back, just around my lower shoulder blades, and he's going to take his feet out however he's comfortable. I'm going to lean back, and this is a chest opener, and I'm going to push my knees down. This feels super good. Such a great way to open up those inner thighs. Now he's going to give me that little extra push, and he's going to take his feet and place them in the front of my in front of my ankles, excuse me. And oh yeah, that's a little bit more. Press the knees down, open up the heart. Make sure that that towel doesn't slip down to your low back. That can really be a dangerous place to have it. Let's do our final stretch. Extend those legs wide and don't meet your partner. Just find your feet as wide as they'll go and then join feet and ankles. Reach your right arm out in front of you, clasp tightly, and take your left fingers up into the sky. Now roll the left shoulder back in space so that this can be a heart opener too. So we're leaning back and leaning toward our own right toes. Go ahead and retreat and switch arms. Oh, a lot of towel use that day. Working with a partner is a little bit tougher when you're slippery. Let's go ahead and take it to the other side. Grab left arms, right arm up and overhead, right shoulder rolls back. And back up. Go ahead and cross those legs. Bring your hands to heart center. Thank your partner. Namaste, friend. Namaste, Mike. And you don't have to do that if you're not married or dating. Mike says, bye, namaste. Thank you for joining us today, and we hope you enjoyed this.